Now, you've been studying the Earth for several decades now. What kind of changes are you seeing?
I'm Piers Sellers. I'm the Division Director for Earth Sciences Division here at NASA Goddard Space Flight Center. We're seeing huge changes in things like the temperature of the atmosphere and the oceans, a reduction in ice on Greenland. We're seeing changes in the vegetation around the world. So there's a lot of changes that are all consistent with this theory of global warming.
Is it caused by humans?
It's absolutely caused by humans. I would say that with very high confidence. When I arrived here in NASA Goddard in 1982 as a postdoc, we had Landsat, we had some meteorological satellites. That was about it. Come the end of the 1990s, we launched this huge constellation of Earth observing satellites. So there's been an absolute revolution in the last 20 years. I mean, really a science revolution in our understanding of the Earth. It's been going from very primitive models and very primitive understanding to a very detailed, verifiable, see it every day, model it every day capability. It's been an enormous jump in progress. And I feel myself very lucky to have seen it from the beginning to where we are now. It's been a really exciting ride.
What do you say to people who say, we give up, we're too far gone to do anything about this?
Oh, it's totally defeatist. That's totally defeatist, and it's not useful to anybody. Okay, so now we're in a little bit of a tricky position. That is, humanity is in a bit of a tricky position. Now's the time to start thinking. Now's the time to really start working on solutions. And there are many solutions out there. It's not a single solution. There are many solutions that we have to work on. It's all doable.
What kinds of technological advances do we need to maybe, if not solve this crisis, at least try to fix it?
Right, so the technical answers, I think, are fairly straightforward, and they're attainable, even with current technology. So moving from a carbon-based economy to, something else is going to require, it could happen very gradually if we didn't do much about it, but with the proper investments and incentives, you could do this quite quickly. Move over to a combination of other sources of energy, solar, nuclear, wind, and particularly electrification of the transport system. So what's interesting about this is that we can achieve the goal of really reducing carbon emissions without necessarily putting a huge ding in people's qualities of life. I don't see that this is one leads to the other. I think that people continue to enjoy interesting lives, comfortable lives with the new technology, and we lower our carbon footprint. I think if you look at history, humans have done a great job of adapting to changing circumstances and actually improving their lot in the process. And you go all the way back, you transition from being a bunch of very sparse hunter-gatherers to becoming an agricultural society, and that was a huge change. It allowed the population to increase massively. It allowed cities and the growth of civilization. So things got better, really, for humanity really quickly. And now we have the modern world. The modern world is actually marvelous compared to being a caveman. I think you'd have to agree. Certainly not cleaner. And now we've got another change facing us. It's a relatively small change. The way we use energy, and the way we store energy, and the way we generate energy. And so that's a relatively minor change in the great scheme of things, but looking back at history and the way we've coped with previous challenges, I don't see this as being impossible at all.